Hey, fourth graders. Today we're going to continue looking at the story of Paul, and we're going to go back to some of those places on his second missionary journey and learn a little bit more about what happened there. And this first place is Philippi, and we can see here lesson 32 is called the earthquake at Philippi. During Paul's second missionary journey, an incident happened that truly shook the Apostle Paul. It shows that the Holy Spirit was at work in his life to help him in his ministry. Paul arrives at Philippi, is what today's lesson is about. These events happened at Philippi. Paul and Silas were traveling together and they were preaching to some women. A woman named Lydia was saved and she and her household were baptized. Paul and Silas went to stay at her home to rest. While there, they continued to preach the gospel message. Soon, some people who made money from fortune telling were upset by their preaching and brought them to the Roman rulers. So as you study what happened, you're going to see the response of Paul and Silas were very important to God. First, you'll see that the problem they faced, how they responded to the problem, and how God answered their prayers and overcame their problem. So first off, let's find their problem in looking at verses 19 through 21. Okay, verse 19 says, "But when her owners saw that their hope of gain was gone, they seized Paul and Silas, dragged them into the marketplace before the rulers. And when they had brought them to the magistrates, they said, 'These men are Jews, and they are disturbing our city. They advocate customs that are not lawful for us as Romans to accept or practice.'" So this first problem that we see is that they were brought before the magistrates because of their teachings. The magistrates are the government leaders, and these things they're teaching are the gospel. So Paul and Silas were preaching the gospel. They were arrested, brought before the magistrates, the government officials, and being accused of disrupting the city, causing a disruption in the city. Now, verses 22 through 24, the crowd joined in attacking them, and the magistrates tore the garments off them and gave orders to beat them with rods. And when they had inflicted many blows upon them, they threw them in prison, ordering the jailer to keep them safely. Having received this order, he put them into the inner prison and fastened their feet in stocks. So, second problem they face, they were stripped, beaten, thrown into prison, and their feet were fastened in stocks. Stocks is where they're put together like handcuffs, but on your feet. So now they have no clothes on, they've been beat up, they're in prison, and they cannot walk, they can't move. And so they're in quite the problem here, but God cares about their problem. So we're going to see how Paul and Silas respond in verse 25. About midnight, Paul and Silas were praying and singing hymns to God, and the prisoners were listening to them. So instead of being upset or mad about what's happening to them, they were praying and singing hymns to God at midnight. So Paul and Silas were practicing the truths found in 1 Peter 1, 6 through 7. What were they doing that these verses talk about? So let's take a time to look up those verses. 1 Peter, chapter 1, verses 6 and 7. "In this you rejoice, though now for a little while, if necessary, you have been grieved by various trials, so that the tested genuineness of your faith, more precious than gold that perishes, though it is tested by fire, may be found to result in praise and glory and honor at the revelation of Jesus Christ." So, what they were doing? They were rejoicing in the middle of suffering and trials. Even though they're in prison, they're not guilty of anything, they're stripped, beaten, completely uncomfortable, still they are praising God.